Test 1, 2. Hello, hello, hello. Hello. Make sure everything's on. Test 1, 2. Testing 1, 2. Test 1, 2. Is my audio coming through okay? Let me see. Test 1, 2. Testing 1, 2. Oh, thank you, Eve. Yes, everything has been going pretty well here. Oh, good, good. I unplugged some things right before I started the live stream and then plugged them back in. So I don't trust. So today we're going to do the air signs. And it is really good to see you again, Eve. Thank you for coming. This week I will be using the Marigold Tarot for the readings. And over on the members side of the channel, I'll be using this beautiful piece of moss agate for the scrying. So, to get started, I'm going to use some incense to fumigate. I really like this incense. For the air signs. There we go. And air signs, just set your intention for the reading. Oh, Eve, I'm so glad to hear that. And thank you so much for your support. Just allow the smoke to envelop you and to sweep through your auric field. Set your intention for the reading. Allow any thoughts that you have that you'd like to resolve to rise up to the forefront of your mind. And gently let them wait there. Gently let your thoughts wait there. Now, if any of these things are stressful to you, I invite you to breathe through that energy. So take a deep breath in. And as you breathe in, inhale source energy. That can come in any form that you visualize. It can be divine white light. It can be like a smoky mist. It can even be like little tiny airplanes flying up your nostrils and into your mouth. However you visualize your source energy. And then as you exhale, just release. any of those energies that are causing you tension or discomfort, or that are causing problems for you, anxiety, even physical discomfort. And as you exhale, you can do a little bit of a body scan from the bottoms of your feet through the crown of your head. And again, just kind of visualize that energy leaving your body through your open mouth, however it appears to you. And now we're going to get started. So I'm going to start with the sign of, sorry, that's a little loud. I'm going to start with the sign of Gemini. And this is Gemini, sun, moon, rising. I have a north node in Gemini, so maybe I'm focused on that. Any Gemini placements that you are sensing coming through. And again, just kind of gently set your intention for the reading. And I'm going to get the cards together. Okay. Oh, wonderful, wonderful energies around you, Gemini. All right. So I'm going to write down your timestamp. Okay. At 8 minutes. And let's get started. So, Gemini, in your past, we have the Queen of Cups. You might have water sign energy prominently featured in your chart. The Queen of Cups is somebody who is very nurturing toward others, but keeps her own emotional states kind of hidden, such that she doesn't really allow others to know much about what she's going through, especially if she is suffering in any way. It's that energy of, I'm fine, everything's fine. This is in the upright in the past, so this energy is continued into the present situation. And that Queen of Cups can also have to do with, I'm hearing water sign energy very strongly, can have to do with the relationship with the mother, or with water sign energy in your life that would be kind of passive, somebody who keeps their emotional states hidden. Maybe that was you, maybe it was somebody you were dealing with. And it's kind of the idea that still waters run deep, such that you might have a lot going on inside of yourself that other people are not privy to. So, in the place of the significator, we have the Six of Wands, and it's showing up in the reverse. And this is crossed by the Temperance card. And the crossing card is always upright. Very rarely will I read this card, the crossing card, as a reversal. Only when it really, really seems like that's what's going on. So this Six of Wands here, in the reverse, there could be some victory that you are awaiting to come through your life, Gemini. And the Temperance card, you're holding steady. You're keeping everything in balance and keeping everything in check. So far, all of this is kind of occurring within the self, unless the Queen of Cups represents a maternal figure to you in some way. And in that case, it could be something that you and that maternal figure are going through together. But mostly I take this to be about the self. So down in the MMCLI, oh, thank you, Eve. I love the Marigold Tarot. I bought it when it was a Kickstarter project a few years ago. Down in the MMCLI, that's going to be the foundation for the destiny. We have the Page of Wands in the upright. The Page of Wands is somebody with a lot of enthusiasm, somebody who might not have a lot of experience, but they are very enthusiastic. It is earth of fire energy. And therefore, you are taking your passions and you are bringing them down and making them concrete in this realm, Gemini. So this could be a situation having to do with an artistic project that you're working to get moving, that you have a lot of enthusiasm for. The Page of Wands could also be a creative offer. Page of Wands sometimes can indicate a physical relationship that is not very serious. So that doesn't mean that it wouldn't become serious at some point in the future, but for right now, it's kind of that Page of Wands energy. If that is going on in your life right now. From your perspective, we have the Tower card in the upright. And this card has to do with disaster, with destructive forces sweeping through your life like wildfire. Now, because this is in the position of your perspective, I don't think it's as dire as all of that. I think it's more likely that what is going on is if you feel like things are unstable or if you feel like things are temporary, it's because something big is about to come through for you in regards to your creative endeavors. From the outside looking in, Gemini, we have the Four of Wands in the reverse. So this card has to do with celebration. It has to do with wish fulfillment to some extent. Some people see the two sets of the paired wands as 11-11. The Four of Wands can be marriage, and when it's reversed like this, could also be the dissolution of a marriage. And so I think the people around you see that that what you are waiting to have come to pass has not come to pass yet. But we already know that. We've got the Four of Wands and the Six of Wands are not the same energy, but they're very similar energies. So the fact that other people are perceiving that about you is definitely feasible. Like, that makes sense that other people would be able to see that too. Moving into your future energy. We have the Chariot, and this card is in the upright. So that means that this victory you are waiting for is imminent. It's very imminent. There is a lot of mobility associated with the Chariot card, and also victory. It is a major arcana card. And furthermore, it is associated with the astrological sign of Cancer, which is also water sign energy, like we saw here in the past with the Queen of Cups. So some of you might have strong Cancer energy in your chart. You might be Gemini Cancer cusp, for example. And happy birthday to those of you who are celebrating birthdays this week among the Gemini sun signs. So let's look at your hopes and fears. We already know that you kind of have a skewed perspective on what is going on right now. It seems like the world is crumbling around you, but that's not, I don't think that's a very accurate perception of the current situation. You are hoping, Gemini, that what you are manifesting, what you have been actively manifesting, is coming to pass. And I do see that playing out for you here. Now, no promises, of course. This is a tarot reading, a general tarot reading at that. Here in the midheaven position. Oh, happy birthday, Eve. I'm so glad to hear that. Do you have fun plans? So the Page of Wands is going to be setting the foundation for this. And the card that we have in the midheaven is the Seven of Wands, and it's reversed. So this could mean a few things. Typically, the Seven of Wands in the upright indicates that you have achieved some level of success, and it makes you a target to other people, and they try to knock you down. Kind of like crabs in a bucket mentality, that it is the progression through the Six of Wands from the Five of Wands, where everybody is in active competition with each other. With the Seven of Wands, somebody has risen above the rest, but not far enough that they can't be reached. Oh, that sounds like a lot of fun. I'm so glad that you have nice birthday plans and that you get a day off of work. So because the Seven of Wands is in the reverse, it could mean that when you achieve this success, you're going to be so far beyond what you were dealing with before that those people will no longer be able to touch you. Additionally, the Seven of Wands coming through in the midheaven position like this can indicate that you won't be as worried about that. Because here with this Page of Wands, that's going to be starting you on this journey. And the final outcome card. So I think this is very important. The final outcome can sometimes be additional advice. It can also represent things that kind of tie everything together. Excuse me. And here we have the World card. The World card is a completion. So this cycle will be completing. And this card is coming out in opposition to this position here with the Four of Wands in the reverse. So this Four of Wands in the reverse, those around you perceiving that your victory hasn't come yet. When everything comes around, the completion will be very clear, both from the inside and from the outside. Everyone who sees you will know what has occurred. Now, something interesting about both the Six and the Seven of Wands is that these cards also feature this kind of circular motif, much like the World card, showing the cyclical natures of these things vividly and for all to see. So that is going to conclude the Gemini reading for this week. And I'm going to try to stop knocking my desk with my leg in such a way that it moves around. I'm going to go after the air sign video is complete, and I'm going to do some crystal scrying over on the members side of the channel. If that interests you, you're cordially invited. But your presence here on the channel is greatly appreciated in whatever form it takes. So next we're going to be looking at the air sign of Libra. And Libra, if you would, just set your intention for the reading. Any things that you would like to know about, allow them to rise up to the forefront of your thoughts. And of course, if there are things about that energy that you find stressful, I do invite you to gently breathe through it. Much like the breathing exercise at the beginning of the video. It's something that we do quite often here. All right, so get this together. Okay. Quite a few reversals in your reading this week, Libra. That's not necessarily bad. Reversal doesn't mean bad. It just means that, so we've got we do have a couple, we have 3 major arcana in your reading, but we do have, 4 major arcana. But because we have all these reversals, that tells me that things are kind of shifting for you right now, Libra. That things are not very stable. Maybe some things are up in the air. But it's not bad. I think things are just shifting and changing for you right now. So let me write down your timestamp. And we will do the past. The past, we have the 9 of Pentacles, and it's reversed. So there was a time for you, Libra, when you were financially very stable and very independent. The 9 of Pentacles is like a financial wish fulfillment. It is 3 sets of 3. So you've got the 3 of Pentacles, and you have 6 more Pentacles that you can invest or give away. This card being in the reverse, I don't think that you're necessarily on hard times now, but things might not be quite as they were before. So next, we're going to be looking at the current situation. In the current situation, the place of the significator, we have the 5 of Cups, and it's reversed. So you are leaving some kind of disappointment behind, Libra. You are coming out of a disappointment. This can be something like a breakup. It can be having to move. It can be losing out on a job, all kinds of things like that. Doesn't necessarily have anything that has the potential to disappoint you. And this energy is crossed by the Star card, which is about all your hopes and dreams being fulfilled. So, obviously, if your hopes and dreams are being fulfilled, you better not be disappointed about it. It's going to block your energy. The Star card is, of course, fellow air sign Aquarius's card in the major arcana. Down here in the Imam Silai, we have the 2 of Swords. So this 2 of Swords is a choice, and it represents a choice that is going to set the foundation for everything else that comes after, for the eventual destiny of this situation. So the 2 of Swords could be a choice between 2 things which, for all intents and purposes, are very comparable to each other. Maybe you just happen to like one better, but it's more of a preference and not that one alternative is necessarily that much better than the other. From your perspective on the current situation, Libra, we do have the High Priestess. And the High Priestess in the reverse like this indicates to me that you might feel like you don't have the answers that you would like to have about this situation. Additionally, we have some very solitary energies going on in this reading. The 9 of Pentacles, I kind of think of that, as the single ladies card. It's somebody who, I have to put out my incense. It's making me feel a little choked up. But this is very strong incense. It's very good. That Nine of Pentacles in the reverse, you could have been single for a long time as well. The Star card is a very solitary energy, but it is a solitary energy surrounded by peer groups. And then again, here we have the High Priestess. So not necessarily that you are single at this time, Libra. That could be the case, not necessarily, but that you're a very independent person. And you don't require companionship from another person. Here in the outside perspective, we have the Nine of Wands in the reverse. And this Nine of Wands is people perceiving that you are letting your guard down about things, that you are kind of less guarded, maybe more approachable, maybe not so aloof. Because again, what I was saying here about all this single lady energy, and I say single lady because we have, the High Priestess, and we have the Star card, and typically the Nine of Pentacles also has a woman depicted on it. But that could just be that your energy in this situation, even though you're very independent and you probably know what you want, there could be a certain amount of passivity to it as well. So here in the future, we have the Sun. Everything is going to work out just as you desire. And there might be one or two details that you wish could be better. Because remember, the crossing card for the current situation is that all of your hopes and dreams are being fulfilled. But I think it's going to depend on the choice that you make as to which one of these positive outcomes you get. And of course, there's always going to be a trade-off. You're always going to be peeking over your neighbor's fence, right? Could the other option have been better? I don't think that's going to be the prevailing thought here. And I, moreover, think that it's much more likely that the Sun card is in the reverse here because the outcome has not yet been decided by you. Here in your hopes and fears, we have the Seven of Pentacles, evaluating. You're evaluating, and yet you still don't have the answers that you wish you had. It doesn't mean you don't have the answers you need. I think because that's coming from your perspective and it's in the reverse, I think it just means that you wish you had more information about your choices. And so with that Seven of Pentacles in the upright, I think you are evaluating these things at this time, which would be very Libra of you. Here in the midheaven position, so this is going to be the direct result of whatever this choice is that you make. And that outcome is the Six of Cups in the reverse. It's going to be a decision for something new, to embrace a new energy. So this Six of Cups could represent the option that is something new and not a return to the past. That's a possibility for you, Libra. Or it could be a complete departure from how you have done things previously. That is also a possibility. Either way, either decision that you make could be a departure from that. And the final outcome here for you, Libra, is to embrace change. We have the Death card here as your final outcome. Scorpionic energy. So, not just change and transformation in this situation, which, as I mentioned, I think slightly before the timestamp, with all of the reversals in your reading, I can tell that things are kind of in flux right now, and that there is a lot of change that has the potential to be made, that things are transitioning. So we definitely get that emphasized here with the Death card upright. But the Death card is also 8th house things like death, sex, and other people's resources. So there might be a situation here where you are evaluating other people's resources. That is going to conclude the Libra reading for this week. So I'm going to do the Aquarius reading next. And then after that, I'm going over to the members side of the channel to do some crystal scrying with this piece of moss agate. If that interests you, you are cordially invited. But your presence here on the channel is greatly appreciated in whatever form it takes. All right, so let's move on to the sign of Aquarius. Now, Aquarius, sun, moon, rising, Venus. We are going to set the intention, if you have not already. And again, just allow any thoughts that you're having to rise up to the forefront of your mind. And let them wait there patiently while I shuffle the cards. If any of these things are stressful for you, I invite you to gently breathe through that energy. So, just like the exercise at the beginning of the video, just inhale and draw in source energy, however that looks to you, and then exhale and just release any of those energies that are no longer serving you, and you can watch them leave your body in whatever form or fashion works for you. I feel like that goes in the past. Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. Interesting. So, let's see here. Very interesting. Let me write down your timestamp, Aquarius. Okay. And the first card that I have for you here in the past is the Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. So this could have been a windfall of money. It could have been money coming in just when you needed it. It could have been a situation where an amount of money came in and it was more than you needed, but it was not something that was sustainable like a paycheck. So here in the current situation, we have the Five of Swords in the reverse, and it's crossed by the Five of Wands. You could be setting conflict aside in favor of creative rivalry. So look at the differences between these two cards. The Wands is growth, development. The Swords, there's pain. There is destruction here. There's a winner and a loser. And the relationship between the two is forever severed. So because this is in the reverse and it's crossed by the Five of Wands, I see that at this time you are looking at situations in your life less as cause for conflict and more as a vehicle for your own growth and for the growth of those around you, which is a very positive outlook for you, Aquarius. Down here in the MMCLI, we have the Lover's card in the upright. This could be a romantic relationship, or it could be a choice between two paths. And this would be more of a duality, less like the Two of Swords. The Lover's card, there is a trade-off there. It's Gemini's card, fellow air sign. So we had a lot of air sign energies showing up in sibling sign readings. So in your reading, Aquarius, it is Gemini energy. Whereas in Libra's reading, it was you, Aquarius. And I don't remember enough about the Gemini reading offhand to determine if there was a sibling sign card there. There wasn't the Justice card, so I guess not. Okay. So this Lover's card, this situation, it could be a partnership. It could be a choice between two things. It can be something to do with duality is coming out a lot with this as well. But a positive duality. It's like this is true and also this is true. And both of these things are very good, but they're also very different. So that's coming through very strongly with this energy. The Knight of Rings, additionally, this could have been a earth sign person, possibly with fire in their chart. And this person might have been around for a while and now they're gone. This would have had maybe a stabilizing effect on your life. Maybe they were very influential to you in regards to how you make your money. And you might be thinking of them very fondly. I don't see them in your life at this time, but somehow I feel like that Lover's card energy and the Knight of Pentacles is kind of linked here. So, I mean, it could be that the relationship that you had with that person, you still consider that person your great love. And that might be setting the stage. That might be making the foundation for your destiny. So here, in your perspective, we have the Ten of Pentacles. And this card is about financial security is such that you can pass it down through generations. Um, and it is an ending to a financial cycle in a positive way. So if you had a big project, this is you getting your payout for that. Um, it is financial solvency. It's the kind of money you can use to buy a house or to set yourself up for future projects. And from the outside looking in, we have the Ten of Cups. So the Ten of Cups is then an emotional cycle closing in a very positive way. Emotional satiety. The Ten of Cups can be about starting a family, again, buying a house. So some of you might be getting married and buying a house, or you might be married and you're buying a house and setting up investment accounts for your future. So I see like a lot of establishment in the current environment upon which to build that future. The passive tens, the cups and the rings, are very good energy, whereas like the active tens, the active endings to cycles can be very painful or very stressful. So here in the future, we have the Page of Cups. And this card is in the upright. The Page of Cups is an offering. It can be an offer of love, can be an offer of a gift, can be an offer of a job, and could also be an offer of friendship. So where we have this Page of Cups coming through in the future in your reading, in the upright, I think there's very possibly an offer coming in for you. So for some of you, this is definitely going to be about a marriage proposal, just because of how the cards are laid out. And you know that I really don't do love readings. Only when the context is sufficient for me to look at the cards and say, this really looks like X, Y, or Z situation. But it really could be any kind of offer at this point, especially if there's a duality here to a situation. That the offer might even be between the two halves of the self, if that makes sense. What else can I kind of get about that? There's like lots of people involved. I don't see like a lot of court cards here. That's not why I'm saying that. But I see a lot of people congregated. So it could even be like an offer for you to go on a tour and either perform music, or maybe you give talks or something like that. Maybe it's a book tour. That's also a possibility. So here in your hopes and fears, we have the wish fulfillment card, the Nine of Cups. And this card is in the upright. So you are hoping that all of your dreams will come true. The Nine of Cups showing up in the reading is always a good omen, and I always invite you to make a wish, even if it is in a placement that's more about your perceptions. This also is in the opposing position to your Ten of Pentacles. So there could be a wish fulfillment that you would like to have come through regarding your long-term financial future. And here in the MMCLI, this is going to be in opposition to, or this is the midheaven, sorry. So where we have the Lover's card in the MMCLI, up in the midheaven, we have the Nine of Swords, which is worry, concern, anxiety. It could be that even though this card is upright, so this should be a very good situation. But just because something is a good situation doesn't mean it's the right situation. And you might have learned a lot from this person in the past, but they might also be somebody that it stresses you out to be with them. So definitely keep that in mind in regards to, I really think, this Knight of Pentacles here. Not that they're a bad person, not that you guys couldn't be friends, just that you might not be a good fit for each other in a relationship for any number of reasons. And furthermore, your final outcome card is, I don't think about romance at all. Your final outcome card is the Eight of Pentacles, and it is letting you know that there very well could be a job offer that's going to come in for you, and that could be this Page of Cups here. Now, this Knight of Pentacles could be involved in that process of you receiving that offer in some way. But I don't think that you necessarily have to be entangled with them for that offer to come through, if that makes sense. And that Eight of Pentacles is long-term career or financial stability. And that is in opposition to the Ten of Cups here, which is that emotional satiety. That with this is going to come the emotional fulfillment that you desire or that you need, Aquarius. So that is going to conclude the air sign readings for this week. Eve, if you're still around, would you like one card for your birthday? Would you like a birthday card? I'll give you a minute to respond if you're still around. No pressure, of course. I'll give Eve a moment to respond before I end the reading. Alright, so I'm going to go over to the members side of the channel now and do the crystal scrying. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, everyone who comes for the live streams. And thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you to everyone who watches these broadcasts at a later time. I greatly appreciate your support. And I look forward to seeing you again.